This audiobook unveils the master law, the 7 ancient principles that shape reality itself. You weren't drawn here by chance. The universe aligned this wisdom with you. Now it's time to awaken and claim your power. The Master Law. Introduction. In the annals of timeless wisdom, a variety surfaces, one that has directed sages and seers throughout myriad epochs. The tome you now possess harbors insights that surmount the constraints of temporality, murmuring mysteries that have molded the trajectories of those who preceded you. The universe operates through immutable laws, as constant as the rising sun and as eternal as the stars above. These laws flow through every moment, every breath, every thought that crosses your mind. They are the invisible architecture of reality itself, the foundation upon which all creation rests. You have been drawn to this knowledge not by chance, but by the very forces that govern the cosmos. The universe speaks in the language of attraction, pulling together those elements that resonate in perfect harmony. Just as iron filings align themselves to a magnet's force, you have aligned yourself with this ancient wisdom at precisely the right moment. The 7 Hermetic laws are not mere principles to be studied. They are living truths that pulse through your very being. They are the master key that opens the door to understanding your true nature as a creator of reality. These laws have been preserved through millennia, passed down through initiates who recognize their power to transform ordinary existence into something extraordinary. As you absorb these words, you become part of an unbroken chain of wisdom that stretches back to the dawn of consciousness. The golden ink that shimmers before you carries the vibration of truth, a truth that resonates with the deepest part of your being. The power to shape reality has always resided within you. It sleeps in your thoughts, dreams, and desires. Now, as you cross this threshold of understanding, you begin to awaken to your true nature as a conscious creator in the universal mind. Part 1. Awakening to Universal Laws. Chapter 1. The Lost Teachings of Hermes Trismegistus. In the depths of an ancient sanctuary, where time itself seemed to pause its eternal march, a weary traveler named Amir found himself guided by unseen hands. Through corridors lined with scrolls and manuscripts, he wandered until he reached a chamber bathed in golden light. There, an aged sage sat motionless, as if he had waited centuries for this moment. Without words, the sage extended his hand, offering a single parchment. As Amir's fingers touched the weathered surface, he felt a subtle vibration, a pulse of energy that seemed to flow from the very ink itself. The symbols danced before his eyes, arranging themselves into patterns that spoke directly to his soul. "Read," the sage whispered, his voice carrying the weight of accumulated wisdom, "for these words have chosen you." As Amir began to read aloud, the air around him shimmered with an ethereal light. The chamber seemed to expand, its walls dissolving into infinite space. Each word he spoke released waves of understanding that rippled through his consciousness. The 7 laws govern all that was, is, and shall be. They are the pillars upon which existence rests, the invisible forces that shape every moment of your reality. These laws flow through your thoughts, your actions, your very breath. They are the sacred mathematics of the universe, the divine principles that orchestrate the dance of creation. The sage's eyes gleamed as he spoke. What you hold is not mere knowledge, but the key to unlocking the mysteries of existence itself. These laws have been known to those who walked between worlds, The hierophants of Egypt, the mystics of the East, the alchemists who transformed lead into gold. They are not rules to be memorized, but truths to be lived. Find a quiet moment as the sun rises. Sit in stillness and observe the world around you. Watch how leaves dance in the wind, how clouds form and dissolve, how your own breath rises and falls. In these simple observations, you will begin to glimpse the eternal laws at work. Notice how each element responds to another, how patterns repeat themselves in endless variations, how everything connects in an intricate web of cause and effect. Keep a small journal by your bedside. Each evening, record 3 instances where you witness these universal forces at play in your daily life. Perhaps it was in a chance encounter that seemed predestined, or in the way your thoughts manifested into reality, or in the perfect timing of an unexpected event. Do not analyze, simply observe and record. Through this practice, the invisible will gradually become visible, and the eternal laws will reveal themselves in the fabric of your everyday existence. Chapter 2. The Law of Mentalism. In the hidden chambers of an ancient monastery nestled among mist-shrouded peaks, a young disciple named Rishi knelt before a simple mirror. His master had given him but one instruction: gaze into its depths until the true nature of existence revealed itself. You see, as you walk this path of awakening, the same truth awaits you that awaited Rishi. The mirror before him was not mere glass and silver, but a gateway to understanding the first and greatest of the 7 laws, the law of mentalism. Hours stretched into days as Rishi maintained his vigil. His reflection stared back, unchanging, until the moment everything changed. In a flash of insight that shattered his previous understanding, he saw beyond the surface reflection. The mirror dissolved, and with it the illusion of separation between observer and observed. What Rishi discovered, and what you must now understand, is that the entire universe is mental in nature. Every experience you encounter, every circumstance you face, every success or challenge that greets you, all are born first in the realm of thought. The physical world you perceive is but a reflection of mental activity, a projection of consciousness itself. The great truth is this: the universal mind is all that exists. Your individual consciousness is not separate from this infinite intelligence, but is one with it, a droplet in the cosmic ocean, containing all the properties of the whole. When you truly grasp this principle, you realize that to change your world, you must first change your thoughts. As this understanding dawned within Rishi, the mirror before him vanished, replaced by an infinite horizon of possibility. The walls of the monastery seemed to fade away, revealing the limitless nature of mind itself. Close your eyes now and enter the sacred chamber of your own consciousness. Imagine yourself seated before a mirror, just as Rishi was. As you gaze into it, allow your awareness to expand beyond the reflection. Feel the boundaries between inner and outer dissolving. See your thoughts taking form in the space around you, first as gentle ripples, then as waves of creative force. Visualize a simple object, perhaps a flower or a flame. Watch as it manifests first in your mind's eye, then seems to take shape in the space before you. Feel the power of your thoughts as tangible energy, molding the very fabric of reality. Let this awareness grow until you sense the vast ocean of universal mind surrounding and permeating your being. This is not mere imagination. It is the awakening of your creative power, the same power that shapes worlds and moves mountains. In this practice, you are remembering what you have always known, that you are one with the infinite intelligence that creates and sustains all things. Chapter 3. The Law of Correspondence. In an ancient kingdom where golden spires pierced the clouds and markets bustled with life, lived Adnan, a royal architect burdened with an impossible task. The king had commanded him to design a city of perfect harmony, yet every attempt brought only discord and confusion. You, like Adnan, may have felt the frustration of trying to arrange the external pieces of your life into perfect order, only to watch them fall into disarray. The truth that awaited Adnan awaits you now. The secret lies not in the stones, but in the stars. One night, exhausted from his labors, Adnan collapsed in the palace gardens. As he lay there, his eyes drifted upward to the vast celestial tapestry above. There, in the eternal dance of the heavens, he witnessed perfect geometry, sacred patterns that had existed since the dawn of time. In that moment, understanding dawned within him. As above, so below. The macrocosm of the universe reflected the microcosm of earthly existence. Every pattern in the heavens spoke of a corresponding truth in the world below. With trembling hands, Adnan began anew, this time allowing the celestial architecture to guide his design. Streets followed the paths of constellations, buildings echoed the proportions of planetary orbits, and gardens mirrored the spacing between stars. As if by magic, harmony emerged from chaos. This law of correspondence reveals a truth so fundamental, it shapes every aspect of existence. Your outer world perfectly mirrors your inner state. Just as Adnan discovered the perfect city by aligning with celestial patterns, you can transform your reality by understanding the blueprint within. Take a moment now to lift your eyes to the vastness above you. See how the stars arrange themselves in perfect symmetry, how planets trace their ordained paths. Now look within. Your thoughts, beliefs, and expectations create patterns just as real, just as powerful as those celestial designs. What patterns do you see reflected in your life? What inner architecture shapes your outer experience? In your journal, trace the constellation of your current reality. Map the relationship between your deepest beliefs and your daily experiences. Where do you find harmony? Where does discord reign? Remember, as it is within, so it must be without. Just as Adnan bowed to the wisdom of the heavens, bow to the wisdom within. The stars have been speaking to you all along, showing you the way to perfect alignment between inner truth and outer manifestation. Chapter 4. The Law of Vibration. In an age beyond memory, when temples still held secrets whispered by the ancients, a musician named Kamal wandered the earth seeking the mysteries of sound. His quest led him to a temple carved from living crystal, where rainbow light danced through translucent walls. You, like Kamal, are about to discover a truth that will transform your understanding of creation itself. For within the sacred geometry of existence lies a principle so fundamental it governs every manifestation in your life. The high priest of the crystal temple, keeper of sonic mysteries, presented Kamal with a golden tuning fork, its surface etched with symbols older than time. "Strike it," the priest commanded, his voice carrying the weight of ancient wisdom. As the fork connected with stone, a single pure note emerged. But this was no ordinary sound. It was the fundamental frequency of creation itself. The crystal walls began to sing in harmony, each surface awakening to the resonant tone. The very air shimmered with visible waves of energy, and Kamal watched in awe as patterns formed in the scattered light, geometric mandalas dancing in perfect synchronicity with the sound. "Behold the law of vibration," the priest intoned. "Everything in existence, every stone, every thought, every dream, vibrates at its own frequency. When you understand this, you understand the key to manifestation itself. You too are a living instrument, constantly broadcasting your unique frequency into the universe. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs create vibrations as real as any musical note. These vibrations ripple outward, attracting experiences that match their frequency with perfect precision. Just as Kamal learned to tune the temple's resonance with a single strike, you can learn to tune your own energetic signature. When you align your internal frequency with the reality you wish to create, the universe has no choice but to respond in kind. This is not metaphor. It is the physics of manifestation. To begin working with this law, find a quiet space where you can be undisturbed. Close your eyes and bring to mind a desired outcome. Now, instead of merely thinking about it, feel the emotional frequency of already having received it. Let this feeling resonate through every cell of your being. Notice how your energy shifts, how your very presence begins to hum at a different pitch. Hold this resonance for several minutes, allowing it to stabilize and strengthen. This is not merely visualization, it is vibrational alignment, the same principle that caused the temple walls to sing in harmony with the golden fork. As you practice this attunement daily, you will begin to notice reality reshaping itself to match your new frequency. Chapter 5: The Law of Polarity. In the shadow-filled valleys of an ancient mountain range there lived a hermit known for his wisdom. Though his eyes saw only darkness, his inner vision penetrated the deepest mysteries of existence. As travelers passed his cave seeking answers to life's greatest riddles, he offered them a truth few were prepared to embrace. You now stand at the threshold of understanding that will transform how you perceive the dualities of life. For within every shadow lies a hidden light, waiting to be discovered by those with the courage to look deeper. A merchant named Reza, weary from life's burdens, approached the hermit's cave. His shoulders bent under the weight of his sorrows, his spirit dimmed by countless disappointments. "What do you seek?" the blind sage asked, his voice carrying the resonance of mountain streams. "Happiness," Reza answered, his voice trembling with desperation. The hermit's face softened into a knowing smile. "Then first, you must embrace suffering." Reza stepped back, his heart constricting at these words. Yet as he studied the hermit's serene countenance, understanding began to dawn. The law of polarity revealed itself. Every experience contains its opposite, like two sides of a golden coin. Your own life mirrors this eternal truth. The challenges that seem to block your path are not obstacles, but gateways. Within every difficulty lies the seed of an equal or greater benefit. This is not mere philosophy, it is the operating system of reality itself. When Reza finally stepped into the darkness of the cave, something extraordinary occurred. As his eyes adjusted, he discovered that the cave walls were studded with crystals. What appeared as darkness from outside now sparkled with inner light. His perceived misfortunes, viewed through this new understanding, revealed themselves as disguised opportunities. You too stand before your own cave of transformation. The situations you judge as negative carry within them the very qualities you seek. By shifting your perception, you transmute lead into gold, sorrow into joy, limitation into opportunity. To work with this law, choose a current challenge in your life. Sit in quietness and view it not as an obstacle, but as a teacher. What gifts lie hidden within this difficulty? What strength is it building within you? Let your awareness rest in this space between light and shadow until you feel the shift, the moment when what seemed like darkness reveals its hidden light. This practice, passed down through ages, holds the power to transform your entire experience of life. For in truth, there are no enemies, no obstacles, only opportunities wearing masks of challenge, waiting for you to recognize their true nature. Chapter 6: The Law of Rhythm. Along the ancient shores where waves whisper timeless secrets, a story unfolds that unveils the rhythm governing all existence. In a coastal village where fishing boats bob like water lilies on the tide, lived Solomon, a master sailor whose weathered hands had guided vessels through countless storms. His young apprentice, Thomas, struggled against the sea's mighty forces, exhausting himself in futile battle with the waves. One dawn, as storm clouds gathered on the horizon, Solomon guided Thomas to the water's edge. "Watch," he commanded, pointing to where the waves met the shore. "The ocean teaches what words cannot explain. You too must learn this sacred truth. Life moves not in straight lines, but in cycles. Just as the moon draws the tides, unseen forces orchestrate the ebb and flow of your existence. When you resist these natural rhythms, you waste precious energy fighting what cannot be fought." The law of rhythm reveals that everything in the universe pulses to a cosmic heartbeat. Success and setback, abundance and scarcity, joy and challenge, all move in measured cycles, like breath flowing in and out of the world's lungs. "See how the skilled fishermen time their departure?" Solomon asked his apprentice. "They do not curse the low tide, nor do they demand the high tide arrive sooner. They align themselves with nature's wisdom." In your own life, these rhythms manifest as periods of intense activity, followed by necessary rest, seasons of visible progress, and intervals of quiet preparation. By understanding this law, you learn to flow with life rather than exhaust yourself fighting against it. To embrace this wisdom, find a quiet moment as the sun rises or sets. Close your eyes and attune yourself to the natural rhythms surrounding you, your breath, your heartbeat, the pulse of life itself. Feel how your current situation is part of a greater cycle. If you're in a period of challenge, know that expansion awaits. If experiencing abundance, prepare wisely for the natural ebb that follows. Let your breath mirror the ocean's tides, flowing in and out with perfect trust in nature's wisdom. This practice aligns you with the cosmic dance, teaching you when to act and when to rest, when to push forward and when to wait. For in this alignment lies the secret of effortless manifestation, moving not by force but in harmony with the universe's eternal rhythm. Like a leaf carried gently downstream, you learn to recognize the perfect moments for action and stillness. The ancient masters understood this divine timing, knowing that true power comes not from struggling against the current but from flowing gracefully with life's natural cadence. When you attune yourself to these sacred rhythms, you'll find your desires manifesting with an ease that once seemed impossible. Chapter 7: The Law of Cause and Effect. In the shadows of an ancient temple where time itself seemed to pause, a tale unfolds that reveals the hidden threads of destiny. Along the misty paths of an ageless mountain, Nathaniel, a scholar versed in countless texts, yet empty of true wisdom, sought the legendary oracle of the golden thread. His mind burned with questions about what lay ahead, believing his future to be a mystery locked away in some cosmic vault. Upon reaching the temple's threshold, he found not the grand spectacle he expected, but a simple chamber where an aged woman sat beside a spinning wheel. Without looking up, she reached for a single golden thread and extended it toward him. You must understand this timeless truth. Every moment of your existence flows from the causes you have set in motion. Like Nathaniel, you may seek to pierce the veil of tomorrow, yet the future is not a distant realm beyond your reach. It is the natural flowering of seeds you plant today. The law of cause and effect stands as an immutable force. weaving through every dimension of existence. Each thought you harbor, each word you speak, each action you take, these are not isolated events, but causes that must, by universal law, produce their corresponding effects. "But how can I know what will come?" Nathaniel demanded, clutching the golden thread. "Look not to what will be," the oracle replied, "but to what you are creating now. For in this present moment, tomorrow is being born." As you sit with these words, let them sink deeply into your consciousness. There are no accidents in this universe, no random events that shape your life. Every circumstance you now experience, every joy, every challenge, flows from causes you have previously set in motion. Take now a moment of sacred reflection. With pen in hand, trace backward from your current circumstances to the thoughts, choices, and actions that gave them birth. See how today's abundance sprouted from yesterday's generosity, how current relationships mirror past attitudes, how your present reality reflects previous patterns of thought. In this reflection lies profound power, for when you understand the law of cause and effect, you become conscious creator rather than unconscious victim. Each moment becomes precious, for in it you plant the seeds of tomorrow's harvest. Like a master gardener tending their sacred plot, you nurture the soil of your consciousness with each thought, each intention, each small act of kindness or courage. No longer do you drift aimlessly through life's garden, but rather move with purpose and wisdom, knowing that every seed you plant today, whether through word, deed, or simple presence of mind, will bloom in the fullness of time. This awareness transforms you from a passive observer into an active participant in life's grand unfolding. Chapter 8. The Law of Gender. In the heart of an ancient studio where shadows dance with light, a story unfolds that reveals the sacred dance of creation. A master sculptor named Raphael stood before an immense block of marble, his weathered hands holding a simple chisel. For days he had circled the stone, seeing within it a form waiting to emerge. Yet he knew that force alone would not free the beauty trapped within, nor would mere waiting bring it forth. You too stand before the marble block of your desires, your dreams waiting to take form. Like Raphael, you must grasp this eternal truth. All creation flows from the marriage of two divine forces, the active and the receptive, the doing and the being, the force that shapes and the patience that allows. This is the law of gender woven into the fabric of existence itself. Every manifestation requires both the masculine principle of action and the feminine principle of gestation. One without the other leads to frustration. Too much force shatters possibilities, while too much waiting leaves them forever dormant. Watch as Raphael lifts his chisel. His movement embodies perfect balance, strength guided by gentleness, action married to intuition. He strikes with precision, yet allows the marble to reveal its secrets in its own time. Each tap represents the masculine, decisive, directional, purposeful. Each pause between represents the feminine, receptive, nurturing, allowing. Take a moment now to examine your own approach to creation. When you seek to manifest your desires, do you rush forward with constant action, never allowing space for natural unfolding? Or do you wait endlessly for circumstances to align, hesitating to take necessary steps? Sit quietly with these questions. Let your awareness rest upon your typical patterns. Notice where you might lean too heavily toward one pole or the other. Remember, the universe itself creates through this eternal dance of active and receptive forces. Your power lies in finding this same sacred balance within yourself. Close your eyes and feel these dual energies within you. Notice how they complement each other, how they seek harmony. Then, open your journal and write. In what areas of my life am I overly forceful? In what areas do I remain too passive? Let your answers guide you toward a more balanced approach to manifesting your desires. Chapter 9: The 7 Laws in Harmony. In a dimly lit chamber where ancient wisdom whispers through flickering candlelight, a young scribe named Thomas sits surrounded by scrolls. His hands tremble as he attempts to copy the sacred teachings, his mind overwhelmed by the complexity before him. You too may feel this weight as you contemplate these 7 cosmic laws. Like Thomas, you might wonder how to grasp their vastness, how to weave them into the tapestry of your understanding. Watch now as Thomas's master approaches. Without a word, the elder begins arranging the scattered scrolls. His movements are deliberate, precise. Soon, the papers form an intricate pattern, a mandala of wisdom where each teaching flows naturally into the next. Look closely, the master says, gesturing to the pattern. The law of mentalism creates the foundation. All is mind. From this springs correspondence, showing how inner thoughts manifest in outer reality. This vibrates at specific frequencies governed by vibration, while polarity teaches that these frequencies exist on a spectrum of opposites. These opposing forces move in rhythm, creating cycles of cause and effect, while gender ensures balance in all creation. Thomas's eyes widen as understanding dawns. The laws are not separate teachings to be memorized, but aspects of one grand design, like facets of a single crystal, each reflecting and enhancing the others. You, like Thomas, are now ready to perceive this greater truth. The 7 laws are not isolated principles, but a unified blueprint of existence. When you change your thoughts, mentalism, you alter your vibration, which shifts your external reality, correspondence. Each shift contains its opposite potential, polarity, moves in natural cycles, rhythm, creates specific effects, cause and effect, and requires both action and allowing, gender. Take a moment now to sit in silence. Close your eyes and recall a recent experience in your life. Notice how each law played its part in that moment's unfolding. See how your thoughts shaped the experience, how it reflected your inner state, how it vibrated at a particular frequency, contained its opposite potential, moved in cycles, produced specific effects, and required both doing and being. Let this understanding settle into your bones. You're not learning 7 separate laws, but recognizing one divine pattern that has always been present in your life. Sit quietly with your journal. Think of a current situation in your life. Write down how each of the 7 laws is expressing itself in this situation. Notice where the laws flow harmoniously and where they might be in discord. This awareness alone will begin to align you with the cosmic design. Chapter 10: Breaking Free from the Matrix. In the depths of an ancient fortress, a prisoner named Rashad sits motionless, his gaze fixed upon weathered stone walls. For 7 years, these walls have defined his world, become his truth, shaped his reality. You too sit within walls of your own making. Like Rashad, you may not see them as illusions, but as solid, immutable facts of existence. This is just how things are, you tell yourself, accepting limitations as natural law. Watch now as a figure emerges from the shadows, cloaked in wisdom. The door has never been locked, the figure whispers, voice gentle yet powerful. Rashad scoffs, years of conditioning having convinced him of his captivity. Yet something in those words stirs his soul. With trembling fingers, he reaches toward the door, and it swings open effortlessly. In that moment, the walls of his reality crumble. Every chain that bound him existed only in his mind. This truth stands before you now. Your perceived limitations are but shadows cast by unexamined beliefs. I'm not talented enough. Success is for others. This is impossible. These thoughts are the bars of your self-made prison. The matrix of human consciousness is woven from such thoughts, passed down through generations, reinforced by society, accepted without question. Yet just as Rashad discovered, these barriers dissolve when touched by awareness. As Rashad steps into the sunlight, his eyes adjusting to its brilliance, understanding floods his being. Freedom was always his natural state. The prison existed only because he believed it did. Practice. Take your journal and write at the top, "I am imprisoned by these beliefs." List every limitation you've accepted as truth, every boundary you've treated as absolute, every cannot that has held you back. Next to each, write, "This is an illusion because..." Allow yourself to question every boundary you've believed unchangeable. Let your mind wander to times when others have shattered similar limitations. Feel the weight of these self-imposed chains begin to lift as you examine them in the light of awareness. Notice how these truths lose their power when challenged by conscious inquiry. Feel the doors of perception swing open as you recognize you were never truly bound. The walls of your mental prison become transparent, revealing the vast expanse of possibility that has always existed beyond them. In this moment of clarity, you glimpse your true nature, boundless, free, and unlimited by anything except the thoughts you choose to believe. Act 2. Deepening understanding and practice. Chapter 11. Your mind is the architect of reality. In a sunlit chamber high above an ancient city, a young apprentice named Kamal observes his master's steady hand. The master's fingers dance across parchment, weaving intricate lines into a sacred geometry. Each stroke flows with purpose, bringing forth the vision of a magnificent temple. "Before the stone is laid," the master says, his voice carrying the weight of ages, "the temple must first be built in the mind." You, like Kamal, stand at the threshold of understanding. Every achievement, every creation that graces this world began as a thought, a mental seed planted in the fertile soil of consciousness. Kamal watches, transfixed, as the master's drawing takes shape. Gradually, he begins to grasp the profound truth before him. The parchment is not merely paper and ink, but a bridge between thought and form, between the unseen and the manifest. The physical world you inhabit is but the final expression of an invisible architecture. Your life, in all its details, mirrors the blueprint you hold within. Your thoughts are not passive observers of reality. They are its architects. As understanding dawns, Kamal takes up his own pen. His hand trembles at first, but grows steady as he allows his inner vision to guide each stroke. In this moment, he transcends mere drawing. He is learning to shape reality itself. Practice. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Allow your mind to become a blank canvas. Now, with the precision of a master architect, begin to construct the temple of your future. See each detail with crystal clarity, the relationships you desire, the work that fulfills you, the impact you wish to create. Feel the solidity of this vision. Let every sense engage. Hear the sounds of success. Feel the texture of achievement. Breathe in the fragrance of abundance. Hold this blueprint in your mind until it feels more real than your current circumstances. Open your eyes and know, What you have just created in thought contains the seed of its physical manifestation. Like the master architect, you have laid the foundation. The universe now moves to align with your vision. Each morning, return to this mental blueprint, refining and strengthening it. For as the ancient wisdom teaches, when the blueprint is clear in mind, reality has no choice but to follow. Chapter 12. The Mirror of Existence. In the heart of an endless desert, where the sun burns fierce and shadows dance like spirits, a traveler named Malik wanders, his water flask empty, his hope fading with each step. You know this desert well, not the one of sand and stone, but the barren landscape within that manifests as struggle in your outer world. Like Malik, you may feel lost, searching for an oasis in life's challenges. As the sun reaches its zenith, Malik discovers what seems impossible: a perfectly still lake, its surface like polished silver. Falling to his knees, he leans forward, desperate to quench his thirst. But as his eyes meet the water's surface, he freezes. In that mirror-like reflection, he sees not just his face, but the truth of his journey. The desert's harshness reflects his inner turmoil. The endless wandering mirrors his scattered thoughts. The parched earth echoes his belief in scarcity. You too stand before this mirror of truth. Your world, your relationships, your work, your circumstances reflects with perfect accuracy the landscape of your mind. When you struggle with abundance, examine your beliefs about wealth. When relationships feel distant, look to your thoughts about connection. When opportunities seem scarce, question your assumptions about possibility. Malik sits back, understanding flooding his awareness. For days he had cursed the desert, blamed the sun, fought against his circumstances. Now he sees the external cannot change until the internal shifts. Closing his eyes, he begins to transform his thoughts. Where there was fear, he plants courage. Where scarcity ruled, he nurtures abundance. Where doubt festered, he cultivates faith. As his inner world transforms, the desert responds. A cool breeze stirs. Birds appear on the horizon. The path forward becomes clear. Practice. Take your journal and divide a page into 2 columns. In the first, write down 3 challenging circumstances in your life. In the second, explore the inner beliefs these challenges might reflect. Sit in silence with each reflection, allowing the truth of these connections to settle deep within your consciousness. Notice how your external reality mirrors your deepest beliefs, like a vast cosmic reflection pool showing you what dwells in the chambers of your heart. Now, craft new thoughts that align with your desired reality, shaping them with the precision of a master artisan. Write these as if they are already true, feeling their resonance in every fiber of your being. Return to this practice daily, watching with patient awareness as your shifting inner landscape creates ripples across the mirror of your outer world. Each transformed thought sends waves through the fabric of creation, rearranging the elements of your life in harmony with your renewed vision. For as the ancient wisdom declares, as within, so without. This eternal truth has guided seekers through the ages, illuminating the path to conscious creation. Chapter 13. Tuning into the frequency of your desires. In an ancient monastery perched high in mist-shrouded mountains, a novice named Chen observes the morning ritual. Before you understand the deeper mysteries of manifestation, you must first grasp this fundamental truth that unfolds before Chen's eyes. The monastery's great hall fills with monks, each carrying an instrument. Their master, white-haired and serene, stands at the center. Today, he announces, you will learn the secret of universal harmony. At his signal, each monk begins to play independently, creating a cacophony that makes Chen wince. The sounds clash and battle, like thoughts and desires fighting against the natural flow of life. Listen carefully, the master instructs. This discord mirrors the state of most minds, wanting one thing while vibrating to another frequency entirely. They pray for abundance while resonating with lack. They seek love while emanating fear. One by one, the master guides each monk to tune their instrument. As each string adjusts, the chaos diminishes. Note by note, harmony emerges. Chen watches in wonder as the musicians align their instruments, not just with each other but with something deeper, an underlying cosmic tone. The universe, the master explains, responds not to what we ask for, but to the frequency we embody, like attracts like. This is the law of vibration in its purest form. When the final instrument aligns, the monks begin to play. The music that flows forth is not merely sound, it is pure vibration, pure possibility. Chen feels it resonating in his very cells, awakening something ancient and knowing within. Practice. Find a quiet space where you can be undisturbed. Close your eyes and bring to mind something you wish to manifest. Rather than focusing on the wanting of it, tune yourself to the feeling of already having it. Feel the joy, peace, or excitement that your desired reality would bring. Let this emotion fill every cell of your being. If you seek abundance, radiate the feeling of prosperity. If you desire love, become the embodiment of love itself. Hold this vibration for several minutes, allowing your entire being to resonate with this frequency. Notice any resistance, any notes of doubt or fear that create discord. Gently tune these thoughts until they align with your chosen frequency. Like the monks with their instruments, adjust your vibration until you achieve perfect harmony with your desire. This is not mere visualization, it is energetic alignment. Practice this attunement daily, understanding that what you are becoming is what you will attract. For the law of vibration reveals that manifestation is not about reaching outside yourself, but about matching the frequency of what you seek to create. Like calls to like, and the universe responds not to what you wish for, but to the energy you emanate. When you achieve perfect resonance with your desire, you create an irresistible magnetic force that draws your manifestation towards you with the same certainty that a tuning fork responds to its matching frequency. This ancient truth has guided masters and mystics through the ages. The outer world must conform to your inner vibration. Chapter 14. Turning Darkness into Power. A blind warrior named Akio kneels in the courtyard before battle, his heart racing with fear. You, like him, may stand at the edge of your own darkness, uncertain of the path ahead. What use am I in battle? Akio whispers to his mentor. I cannot see the enemy. The old master places a hand on Akio's shoulder. Darkness is not your enemy, it is your ally. The night does not limit you. It awakens powers you never knew existed. As enemy drums thunder in the distance, Akio's mentor guides him through the shadows. Listen, the master instructs. Feel the air currents on your skin. Sense the earth beneath your feet. Your perceived weakness holds the seed of extraordinary strength. In that moment, something shifts within Akio. The darkness he feared becomes a gateway to heightened awareness. He begins to notice subtle vibrations in the ground, the whisper of movement through air, the rhythm of breathing that betrays his opponent's positions. What appears as a curse transforms into blessing. His blindness, rather than hindering him, has forced him to develop abilities far beyond ordinary sight. In battle, Akio moves with unprecedented grace, his other senses so acute that he anticipates attacks before they come. This truth extends beyond the battlefield into every aspect of existence. What you perceive as your greatest weakness contains the seed of your greatest strength. The law of polarity reveals that all things exist in perfect balance. Every shadow holds light, every obstacle offers opportunity, every ending births a beginning. Practice. Close your eyes and bring to mind a current challenge that seems to block your path. Feel its weight, its difficulty, but do not turn away. Instead, ask yourself, what gift lies hidden within this struggle? What strength is this difficulty cultivating within me? Let your awareness rest in this space between resistance and acceptance. Feel how the very thing you resist begins to shift under your transformed perception. Where you once saw only obstacle, begin to recognize opportunity. Where you felt weakness, discover the emergence of unknown strength. Hold this challenge in your mind's eye and consciously shift your relationship to it. Rather than fighting against it, welcome it as a teacher. What wisdom is it offering? What capacities is it developing within you? Like Akio, allow your perceived limitation to reveal its hidden power. Stay with this practice until you feel the subtle alchemy taking place, the transformation of lead into gold, of adversity into advantage. Notice how your resistance begins to dissolve, like morning mist giving way to dawn's first light. Feel the sacred transmutation occurring within your consciousness as you embrace rather than reject what stands before you. For in this sacred act of perception shifting lies the key to turning every obstacle into a stepping stone toward your highest potential. The ancient masters knew this truth well, that the very thing we resist contains within it the seeds of our greatest evolution. Through this gentle yet profound reframing, you activate the divine wisdom that has guided seekers through the ages. Chapter 15, Sailing the Waves of Destiny. Along the misty shores at dawn, a fisherman named Chen pulls against the waves, his muscles straining with each cast of his empty net. You too may recognize this struggle, the exhausting effort of fighting against life's natural flow. Why do the fish elude me? Chen mutters, his frustration mounting with each failed attempt. An elder fisherman observes from the shore, his weathered face creasing with understanding. You battle the ocean as if it were your enemy, the elder says, approaching Chen, but the sea moves in rhythms as ancient as time itself. Watch. The elder guides Chen's attention to the waves, their steady ebb and flow, the perfect timing of their dance. Life itself pulses with this same rhythm. There are moments to cast and moments to wait, times of abundance and times of preparation. Chen releases his grip on the net, allowing his body to sway with the water's motion. As he attunes to the ocean's rhythm, something remarkable occurs. His movements become effortless, synchronized with the tides. When he casts again, his net fills with fish. The law of rhythm teaches that everything flows in cycles, like the seasons, like the tides, like the beating of your own heart. Success comes not from constant pushing, but from understanding and moving with these natural cycles. Practice. Find a quiet moment and bring your awareness to the rhythms already present in your life. Notice your breath, its natural ebb and flow. Feel your heartbeat, its steady pulse. These are the same rhythms that govern all of existence. And now reflect on an area of your life where you feel resistance or struggle. Are you pushing against the natural flow? Are you trying to harvest in a season of planting? Are you forcing action when stillness is required? Allow your awareness to rest in the natural rhythm of this situation. Like Chen learning to move with the waves, begin to sense the subtle timing of when to act and when to wait. Feel how your energy shifts as you align with rather than resist life's natural cycles. Notice how resistance melts away when you surrender to these deeper patterns. Just as a skilled sailor knows when to raise the sails and when to drop anchor, you too possess this innate wisdom. Trust in the gentle guidance of your inner compass. It knows the seasons of action and rest, of advancement and retreat. As you attune yourself to these sacred rhythms, you'll discover that what once felt like struggle transforms into a graceful dance with the universe itself. Chapter 16. The Sacred Echo of Action and Reaction. In the halls of ancient wisdom, a tale whispers through time of a royal advisor and his king. The advisor, wise in the ways of universal law, approached his sovereign with a question that would unveil one of existence's deepest mysteries. If a stone is thrown into the sea, where does the ripple end? The king, known for his swift judgments, paused. He watched the reflection of candlelight dance across the palace walls, understanding that this simple query held profound significance. As moments passed in contemplative silence, awareness dawned in his eyes. "The ripple never truly ends," he declared. "Though it may fade from mortal sight, its influence continues to move through the waters of existence." You now stand at the threshold of this same revelation. The law of cause and effect reveals that every thought, word, and action creates ripples through the fabric of reality. These ripples extend far beyond what your physical eyes can perceive, touching shores you may never see. When you smile at a stranger, that energy might inspire them to extend kindness to another, creating a chain of positive actions that transforms countless lives. When you harbor resentment, that too sends forth waves, affecting not only your immediate experience but the subtle energies of those around you. This law operates with mathematical precision. There are no accidents in the universe, no random occurrences. Each moment of your life flows from causes set in motion by previous thoughts and actions. Your current reality is the culmination of countless decisions, beliefs, and choices that created the waves upon which you now sail. Practice. Take a moment now to trace the ripples of your own creation. Choose a current circumstance in your life, perhaps a relationship, a career situation, or a personal achievement. Close your eyes and follow the thread backward, observing the choices, thoughts, and actions that led to this present moment. See how each decision created a ripple, how each thought sent forth a wave. Notice the subtle connections between past causes and present effects. Now, with this understanding, consciously cast a new stone into the waters of your existence. What ripple do you wish to create? What future effects do you choose to set in motion? Write down the specific thought, word, or action you will initiate today, knowing it carries the power to shape tomorrow. Remember, you are not merely floating on life's ocean, you are actively creating its waves. Choose your causes wisely, for their effects will echo through the waters of time. Consider each intention as a sacred seed planted in the fertile soil of the present moment. When you understand that every choice reverberates through the fabric of your existence, you begin to move through life with greater purpose and awareness. Your thoughts become prayers, your words become incantations, and your actions become the very tools with which you carve your destiny. Let this knowledge guide your steps as you navigate the infinite possibilities that lie before you. Chapter 17. Balancing the Divine Forces Within. In the mountains where ancient wisdom still whispers through sacred groves, there lived a healer whose touch could mend both body and spirit. Those who sought his aid often marveled not at the power of his remedies, but at the effortless grace with which he worked. You may wonder what set this healer apart from others who possess similar knowledge of herbs and healing arts. The answer lies not in his techniques, but in his understanding of the universal forces that flow through all things. Within me are two forces, fire and water, action and stillness, he would say to those who asked of his methods. I do not reject one or the other, I balance them. This truth speaks to the law of gender which governs all creation. Yet this law transcends physical manifestation. It is not about masculine or feminine in form, but rather about the dual energies that exist in every aspect of life. Like day and night, these forces complement rather than oppose each other. When you seek to manifest your desires, you must understand both aspects of creation. The active force, like fire, drives you forward, initiates change, and takes decisive action. The receptive force, like water, allows, nurtures, and gives space for manifestation to unfold. Many struggle because they lean too heavily toward one force while neglecting its counterpart. Those who constantly push and strive often find themselves exhausted, their goals still elusive. Others who only wait and hope discover that opportunities pass them by, their dreams remaining in the realm of possibility rather than reality. Practice. Find a quiet space where you will not be disturbed. Close your eyes and bring your awareness to your breath. As you inhale, feel the active force within you, the drive to create, to achieve, to transform. As you exhale, experience the receptive force, the ability to allow, to trust, to receive. Now, bring to mind an area of your life where you seek change. Observe honestly. Do you tend to force outcomes through constant action, or do you wait passively, hoping things will change on their own? Feel how either extreme creates tension or stagnation. Allow your breath to guide you toward balance. With each cycle of breath, imagine harmonizing these two forces within you. See how action, when balanced with receptivity, becomes effortless. Feel how receptivity, when paired with conscious action, becomes powerful. This practice reveals the secret of true creation, not through dominance of one force over the other, but through their perfect union. Like the healer who neither forced nor resisted, you too can learn to work with both energies in harmony, allowing manifestation to flow naturally and effortlessly through you. Chapter 18. Unlocking the Master Code of Creation. In the ancient halls of Alexandria, where wisdom was once gathered from all corners of the earth, a mathematician named Theron spent his nights studying the celestial dance above. His calculations filled countless scrolls, yet understanding eluded him. Each star seemed to hold its own truth, separate and distinct. You, like Theron, may have studied these universal laws individually, seeing each as a distinct force shaping your reality. Yet there comes a moment when the veil parts, revealing a greater truth. One night, as Theron gazed upward, his vision shifted. No longer did he see individual points of light, but the sacred geometry flowing between them. The stars were not separate entities, but nodes in an infinite web of connection. In this same way, the 7 Hermetic laws weave together in perfect harmony. The law of mentalism creates the foundation. All is mind. Through the law of correspondence, this mental reality reflects across all planes of existence. The law of vibration sets everything into motion, while polarity provides the contrast necessary for creation. Rhythm governs the flow of these forces, moving them in perfect cycles. Cause and effect ensures that each action ripples through the entire system. Gender brings the balance needed for manifestation, uniting all other laws in perfect creation. You cannot truly master one law without embracing all others. When you shift to thought, mentalism, you alter your vibration, which reflects in your outer world, correspondence. This creates movement between poles, polarity, flowing in cycles, rhythm, generating effects, cause and effect, through the balance of action and reception, gender. Practice. Sit in stillness and bring to mind a desire you wish to manifest. Now trace how each law plays its part in this creation. Begin with your thought, mentalism, and follow its journey through each law, seeing how they work together as one unified force. Feel how changing one aspect influences all others, like adjusting a single thread in a grand tapestry. Let this understanding settle into your being, transforming knowledge into wisdom. As Theron discovered, true mastery comes not from understanding the stars themselves, but from recognizing the divine pattern that connects them all. Chapter 19. The Ritual of Cosmic Alignment. In the heart of an ancient sanctuary where marble columns rise like silent guardians, a weathered stone altar holds 7 eternal flames. Here, generations of initiates have undergone the sacred transformation from seeker to sage. You stand now at the threshold of mastery. The knowledge you have gathered must become more than understanding. It must transform into living wisdom that flows through every breath, every thought, every action. The ritual begins at dawn, when the veil between worlds grows thin. As the first rays of light pierce the darkness, a master alchemist lights the sacred flames, each representing one of the 7 laws. The flames dance in perfect harmony, casting shadows that weave intricate patterns across the temple floor. The ritual itself is deceptively simple, yet profound in its power. You begin by standing before the first flame, acknowledging that all creation springs from mind. Moving clockwise, each flame ignites a deeper recognition, the mirror of above and below, the eternal dance of vibration, the unity of opposites, the flow of cosmic rhythm, the chain of cause and effect, and the sacred marriage of active and receptive forces. But the true power lies not in the external ceremony. The flames merely awaken what already exists within you. As you move through the ritual, each law activates in your consciousness, transforming from abstract principle to living force. Begin each morning in a space of reverence. Light a single candle, representing the unified force of all laws. Close your eyes and breathe deeply, allowing your awareness to expand. First, recognize yourself as pure consciousness, one with the infinite mind of the universe. Feel your thoughts as tangible forces shaping reality. Next, align your inner and outer worlds, seeing how each thought manifests across all planes of existence. Let your body become a living bridge between heaven and earth. Raise your vibration consciously, feeling yourself resonate with the frequency of your highest vision. Let this frequency permeate every cell. Embrace the apparent obstacles in your path, seeing how they transform into stepping stones through the law of polarity. Surrender to the natural rhythm of life, neither rushing ahead nor falling behind. Trust the perfect timing of all things. Accept complete responsibility for your reality, knowing that every thought and action creates ripples through the fabric of existence. Finally, balance the forces of creation within you, knowing when to act and when to receive, when to speak and when to listen. As you complete the ritual, the 7 flames merge into one, just as the laws unite in perfect harmony within you. You are no longer merely studying the laws. You have become their living expression. Chapter 20. The Alchemist's Test. High in the sacred mountains, where the air grows thin and thoughts become crystal clear, stands an ancient stone archway. Beyond it lies the final threshold of mastery, not a test to be passed, but a truth to be embraced. You approach this gateway now, having walked the path of the 7 laws. The journey has transformed you, yet the greatest revelation awaits. Through the archway you find no sage dispensing wisdom, no scroll of hidden knowledge, only a mirror unlike any other. As you gaze into its depths, the surface shifts like quicksilver. Instead of your physical form, you see the reality you have manifested, every thought made manifest, every belief given form, every choice creating ripples through the fabric of existence. Here is your life, reflected in perfect clarity. The mirror shows not just what is, but what could be. In its depths you see the infinite potential that has always existed within you. You witness how your thoughts have shaped your experiences, how your beliefs have constructed your world, how your consciousness has been the author of your destiny. This is the moment of supreme understanding. Mastery was never something to be attained, but a truth to be remembered. The power you sought has always resided within you, waiting to be acknowledged. The mirror reveals that you are not separate from the laws you have studied. You are their living embodiment. Every breath you take demonstrates the law of rhythm. Every thought manifests through the law of mentalism. Every action creates through the law of cause and effect. Now stand before your own reflection. Take 3 deep breaths, allowing each exhale to dissolve the illusion of separation between you and the universal forces you seek to master. Ask yourself, do I accept complete responsibility for my reality? Am I ready to wield the creative power of thought with full awareness? Can I embrace both the light and shadow within me as essential aspects of wholeness? Let your answers arise not from the mind but from the depths of your being. Feel the resonance of truth within you. This is not a test to pass or fail. It is an invitation to step fully into your power. Place your hand upon the mirror's surface. Feel the boundary between observer and reflection dissolve. In this moment of unity, you recognize that mastery is not a destination, but a state of being, one that you choose to embody with every breath. The ancient ones knew this truth. The final step is not reaching for something external, but surrendering to the wisdom that has always lived within you. Practice. Find a quiet space and sit before a mirror. Gaze deeply into your own eyes for several minutes, seeing beyond the physical form to the infinite consciousness within. Allow all questions about readiness and worthiness to dissolve into the recognition of your true nature. Write down what is revealed in this moment of pure self-reflection. Part 3, Mastery and Transcendence. Chapter 21, Awakening as the Divine Creator. In a sunlit workshop, among ancient olive groves, a master craftsman presents a simple lump of clay to his newest apprentice. "Shape it as you wish," he instructs, stepping back to observe. The apprentice's hands tremble as they hover over the formless mass. You recognize yourself in his hesitation, the familiar weight of doubt, the fear of imperfection, the uncertainty that plagues all creators before they embrace their power. Minutes pass in stillness. The apprentice's fingers make tentative contact, then pull back. "I don't know what to make," he whispers. The master remains silent, understanding that this moment transcends mere pottery. As the morning light streams through the workshop windows, something shifts in the apprentice's demeanor. His shoulders relax, his breath deepens, and his hands begin to move with growing confidence. The clay responds to his touch, taking shape not through forced manipulation, but through a dance of creator and creation. "I see now," the apprentice breathes, watching the form emerge beneath his fingers. "The clay was never my enemy. My fear was." This truth echoes across the ages. Reality itself is as malleable as clay in the hands of one who understands the law of mentalism. Your thoughts, beliefs, and intentions are the invisible hands that mold the substance of existence. Every circumstance, every experience, every manifestation begins in the workshop of your mind. The apprentice's masterpiece takes form not because he mastered technique, but because he surrendered to his role as creator. In that surrender, divine precision flowed through him, unimpeded by doubt. Practice. Sit in perfect stillness with your eyes closed. Envision your life as a lump of clay before you. Feel the infinite potential in its formless state. Now, with the confidence of a master creator, begin to shape it. Speak aloud. "I am the divine artist of my reality. Through my thoughts, beliefs, and intentions, I shape the substance of my existence. What I envision must manifest, for I am one with the creative force of the universe." Write down the reality you choose to create, not as a wish or hope, but as a declaration of what is now taking form through your creative authority. Chapter 22. Seeing Beyond the Veil of Illusion. In the highest tower of an ancient palace, where golden light filters through stained glass windows, a young prince sits alone, shoulders heavy with doubt. You may recognize this weight, the burden of believing yourself less than you truly are. Each morning, the prince avoids the palace mirrors, unable to face what he perceives as weakness in his reflection. His kingdom awaits a leader, yet he shrinks from his destiny, convinced of his unworthiness. Until one evening, as shadows lengthen across marble floors, a mysterious figure appears in his chambers. Without word or introduction, the sage places before the prince a mirror unlike any other, its surface rippling like liquid starlight. "Look," the sage commands, "not with your eyes, but with your soul." The prince reluctantly gazes into the mirror's depths. What he sees causes him to stumble backward in astonishment. Instead of his familiar reflection, he beholds a being of pure radiance, crowned in light, emanating power that could move mountains. "That cannot be me," the prince whispers. "Every mirror in your palace shows you what you believe," the sage responds. "This mirror shows you what is." In that moment, understanding dawns like the first ray of morning sun. The prince sees that his perceived limitations were but shadows cast by false beliefs. His weakness was never real, only accepted as truth through years of misperception. Rising to his full height, the prince faces the mirror once more. As he aligns his inner vision with the truth it reveals, the very air around him begins to shimmer with possibility. His transformation requires no external change, only the recognition of what has always been. Practice. Stand before a mirror in perfect silence. Close your eyes and breathe deeply, releasing all preconceptions about who you are. Open your eyes and gaze at your reflection while speaking these words. "I release all false perceptions that dim my light. I am unlimited, powerful, divine. As I accept this truth within, it manifests without." Maintain this gaze until you feel the shift, the moment when the truth of your infinite nature overcomes all learned limitations. Chapter 23. The Hermetic Secret of Effortless Manifestation. In the heart of a flourishing valley, where ancient wisdom whispers through rustling leaves, there lived a farmer named Ravi. His fields yielded the most abundant harvests in all the land, yet his methods appeared strange to others. You see, while other farmers frantically dug up their seeds each day to monitor their progress, Ravi maintained an unwavering calm. He understood a truth that extends far beyond agriculture, a truth that holds the key to all manifestation. The universe operates through unseen forces, moving with perfect precision beneath the surface of apparent reality. Just as a seed requires darkness and stillness to transform into a mighty oak, your desires require space to materialize into form. When you plant a seed of intention in the fertile soil of consciousness, anxiety and doubt act as harsh winds that uproot its delicate beginnings. Your desperate need to see immediate results creates resistance in the very fabric of creation. Observe how nature never hurries, yet everything is accomplished. The flower does not strain to bloom. It opens in perfect timing. The river does not force its path to the ocean. It flows in natural surrender. This same law governs all manifestation. Your role is not to force outcomes through willpower and struggle, but to maintain the optimal frequency of certainty and ease. Like Ravi, you must trust the invisible processes that transform thought into form. When you find yourself gripped by urgency, remember, desperation carries the frequency of lack, attracting more experiences that reinforce that same scarcity. But when you rest in the knowing that your desires are already manifesting, you emanate the frequency of fulfillment, and the universe must respond in kind. Practice. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and bring to mind something you deeply desire. Notice any tension, anxiety, or need for immediate results. Now, imagine placing this desire into the fertile soil of the universe, just as Ravi plants his seeds. Breathe deeply and repeat, I release all urgency and trust the perfect unfolding of my desire. Like a seed growing beneath the soil, my manifestation develops in divine timing. I am at peace with the process. Continue until you feel a deep sense of calm certainty replace any desperate need for results. Chapter 24. Rewriting Your Destiny. In a temple hewn from living rock where time itself seems to pause its endless march, there lies a manuscript unlike any other. Its pages shimmer with an otherworldly light, each word written in ink that seems to pulse with life itself. This is the Akashic Record, the cosmic ledger of all that was, is, and might be. You have been drawn here, guided by forces beyond mortal understanding, to uncover a truth that will transform your understanding of existence itself. As you approach the ancient text, its pages begin to turn of their own accord, revealing countless lives, countless stories, each one a thread in the grand tapestry of creation. And then, there it is, your name, written in letters that glow with recognition. But something extraordinary reveals itself. While every word before your present moment stands etched in permanent ink, the lines that follow remain blank, shimmering with potential. This is the deepest mystery of the law of cause and effect. While your past actions have shaped your present reality, they need not determine your future. Each moment presents a new choice, a new cause to set in motion. The blank pages before you are not a void, but an invitation, a sacred space where you may write your own destiny. Those who remain unconscious of this truth find themselves repeating old patterns, recreating familiar struggles. They believe their future is predetermined by their past. But you now stand at the threshold of a profound awakening. You are not bound by the story that has been written. You are its author. The manuscript reveals that causation flows not only from past to present, but from future to present as well. By consciously choosing the future you wish to create, you send ripples backward through time, transforming your present moments into stepping stones toward that vision. This sacred truth, known to mystics throughout the ages, illuminates the cyclical nature of time itself, a divine dance between what was, what is, and what shall be. As you learn to harness this wisdom, you begin to understand that your chosen future acts as a magnetic force, drawing forth opportunities and circumstances that align with its realization. The present moment becomes charged with purpose, each decision enlightened by the radiance of your destined tomorrow. Practice. Take 3 pieces of paper. First, write your story as it has been, the causes and effects that have shaped your current reality. On the second, write your story as it appears to be unfolding, if nothing changes. Now take the third paper and pause. Feel the infinite potential humming in your fingertips. This is your blank page, your chance to write a new destiny. Begin with the words, "I am becoming," and let your highest vision flow onto the page. Write not from fear or limitation, but from the understanding that you are the author of your existence. When finished, burn the second paper, releasing all predetermined outcomes. Keep your new story close to your heart, reading it daily as you would a sacred text, allowing each word to reshape your reality. Chapter 25, Synchronicity and the Unseen Forces of Reality. In the ancient streets of a forgotten city, a young woman named Amara noticed something peculiar. The symbol of a golden spiral, which had appeared in her dreams, began manifesting everywhere. In the curl of a leaf, the pattern of clouds at sunset, the arrangement of stones in a garden. At first, she dismissed these occurrences as mere coincidence. You see, the universe speaks constantly, weaving messages into the fabric of your daily experience. Like Amara, you may have noticed certain patterns, numbers, or symbols appearing repeatedly in your life. These are not random events, but the language of universal consciousness responding to your thoughts and intentions. As you attune yourself to this sacred dialogue, you begin to recognize that every thought you hold creates ripples in the cosmic ocean. These ripples return to you as synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that guide your path. When you think of abundance, you might suddenly notice coins in unexpected places. When you contemplate a decision, relevant signs appear as if placed specifically for your attention. This is the subtle mastery of the law of cause and effect. Your consciousness is not merely creating future outcomes, it is engaging in constant communication with the universe itself. Each thought becomes a question, and synchronicity provides the answer. Like ripples merging in an infinite pond, your intentions blend with the cosmic forces that shape reality. When you understand this sacred dialogue, you begin to see that every moment holds the potential for divine revelation. The universe speaks to you through the language of meaningful coincidence, reflecting back the very essence of your inner world. Practice. Begin a sacred dialogue journal. Each morning, set an intention or ask a specific question. Throughout your day, record every synchronicity you notice, repeated numbers, symbolic encounters, meaningful coincidences. Notice how these signs relate to your morning intention. After 7 days, review your entries. Look for patterns in how the universe responds to different types of thoughts and questions. Use these insights to refine your ability to read and interpret the cosmic language being spoken directly to you. When making decisions, consult your journal of signs as you would an ancient oracle, understanding that the universe is always guiding you toward your highest good. Chapter 26, Transcending Duality, Entering Oneness. In the mists of dawn, two warriors named Kaito and Jin faced each other on a mountaintop, their swords raised in eternal combat. For years they had fought, each believing the other represented everything they opposed: light against shadow, order against chaos, good against evil. You see, this ancient tale mirrors the battles you wage within yourself. Like these warriors, you often perceive life through the lens of separation. Success versus failure, love versus fear, strength versus weakness. Yet beneath these apparent opposites lies a deeper truth. One morning, exhausted from their endless conflict, both warriors stumbled to a crystal lake to drink. As they gazed at their reflections in the still water, something extraordinary occurred. The surface rippled, and their separate images merged into one. In that moment, they saw beyond the illusion of duality. They were not enemies, but aspects of the same existence, like two waves in a single ocean. This revelation speaks to the heart of the law of polarity. What appears as opposition is merely different expressions of unity. Your fears are untapped courage. Your weaknesses contain hidden strength. Your struggles carry the seeds of triumph. There is no true separation between what you embrace and what you reject. They are complementary forces within the same whole. The warriors' weapons fell from their hands as understanding dawned, their fingers loosening grip on steel that suddenly felt meaningless. The hatred that had fueled their combat melted away like morning mist in the sun. Their battle had been with themselves all along, a shadow dance of ego against ego, each seeing in the other what they feared within. Just as they discovered their essential oneness, you too can transcend the illusion of separation that causes inner conflict. Every perceived enemy, every struggle that tears at your heart, is but a reflection of your own divided nature, seeking wholeness. Practice. Find a quiet space and close your eyes. Bring to mind something you perceive as an opposite or enemy in your life, perhaps a fear, a limitation, or a challenge. Visualize it before you, acknowledging its presence. Now imagine your reflection appearing beside it. Watch as these seemingly opposed images begin to merge, like drops of water flowing together. Feel the boundaries between them dissolving until only unity remains. Recognize that what you once saw as separate aspects are actually one consciousness expressing itself in different forms. Rest in this awareness of wholeness for several minutes, allowing it to transform your perception of all apparent opposites in your life. Chapter 27. The Hidden Path to Infinite Abundance. In the bustling markets of an ancient city, a merchant named Rashad counted his coins each night, his brow furrowed with worry. Though his warehouses overflowed with precious goods, peace eluded him. The more wealth he accumulated, the deeper his fear of loss grew, and the more desperately he pursued still greater riches. You may recognize yourself in Rashad's struggle, the endless pursuit of abundance that seems to slip through your fingers like water. Yet within this tale lies a truth that will transform your relationship with prosperity forever. One evening, as Rashad hurried through the marketplace clutching his money pouch, he encountered an aged sage sitting peacefully beside an empty bowl. The sage's eyes sparkled with joy, though he owned nothing. Puzzled, Rashad stopped. "Why do you smile when you have nothing?" he asked. The sage replied, "I smile because I understand the river." "What river?" Rashad questioned. "Abundance is like a river," the sage explained. "It cannot be hoarded or chased. It must flow through you. When you clutch at it, you block its current. When you try to possess it, you lose connection with its source." This wisdom reveals the sacred marriage of the law of gender and the law of vibration in creating true prosperity. The masculine principle of action must balance with the feminine principle of receptivity. Just as a river both gives and receives, you must learn to be both channel and vessel for abundance. Your relationship with wealth mirrors your inner state. When you vibrate with lack and desperation, you repel the very abundance you seek. When you embody the consciousness of wealth, allowing it to flow through you with trust, you become one with its endless current. Practice. Sit in stillness and place your hands palms up on your lap. Breathe deeply and imagine yourself as a clear channel for abundance. Feel wealth flowing through you like a golden river, receiving with gratitude and giving with joy. Notice any resistance, any urge to grasp or control. Simply observe these tensions and let them dissolve in the flow. Continue this visualization until you feel your entire being align with the natural rhythm of abundance. Chapter 28. Living as a Master of the Universe. In the inner chambers of an ancient temple where shadows dance with flickering candlelight, a young student approaches his master. His eyes shine with determination, yet uncertainty lingers in his voice as he asks, "How do I know when I have mastered the laws?" You stand now at this same threshold, poised between seeking and knowing, between learning and becoming. The answer that awaits will transform your understanding forever. The master reaches beneath his robes and withdraws a book bound in leather, its pages pristine and empty. Without a word, he places it in the student's hands. "Write," he commands simply. The student hesitates, pen hovering above the blank page. "But what should I write, master?" That hesitation, the master responds, is all that stands between you and mastery. The universe awaits your command, yet you still look outside yourself for permission to create. You have walked through the gates of ancient wisdom. You have learned that the universe is mind, that all is correspondence, that vibration shapes reality. Yet knowing is not the same as becoming. True mastery arrives when you no longer distinguish between the laws and yourself, when you are the living embodiment of these eternal principles. The student begins to write, and as his pen touches the page, understanding dawns. The book is not a test, but a mirror, reflecting the ultimate truth. You are not merely a student of universal law, but its expression. Every thought you think, every word you speak, every intention you hold is already shaping reality. The only question is whether you do so consciously or unconsciously. Sacred practice, the Creator's awakening. Find a quiet space as the sun rises. Light a candle, symbolizing the eternal flame of creation. Take 3 deep breaths, allowing each to clear away the last traces of doubt. Place your hands over your heart and speak these words with the authority of one who knows. I am the living expression of universal law. Through me, the infinite creates anew. I accept my role as conscious creator, shaping reality with every thought, word, and deed. As I embark upon this day, I do so not as one who seeks, but as one who knows. The laws are not external to me. They are my very essence. And so it is. Rise and move through your day watching as reality responds to your conscious command, knowing that every moment is an opportunity to demonstrate mastery through conscious creation. Chapter 29. There are no limits. A man stood at the threshold of what appeared to be the final destination of his spiritual quest. Before him stretched an archway filled with infinite space, stars scattered across endless darkness like diamonds on velvet. His heart quickened with anticipation, yet uncertainty held him back. "What is beyond?" he whispered into the vastness. A voice, neither male nor female, neither young nor old, responded, "Whatever you decide." You now stand at this same threshold, gazing into the infinite expanse of possibility. The journey that brought you here, through understanding of the 7 laws, through trials and revelations, was but preparation for this moment of ultimate truth. The boundaries you have accepted, the limitations you have embraced, the walls you have built around your potential, all are mere illusions, constructs of thought given power only through belief. The universe does not recognize these artificial borders. It knows only unlimited expansion, endless creation, infinite possibility. Think of a drop of water returning to the ocean. Does it remain separate, confined to its droplet form, or does it merge with the vast expanse, becoming one with all possibility? Your consciousness is like this drop, capable of expanding beyond all perceived limitations into the infinite ocean of universal mind. The man at the threshold takes one step forward, then another. As he moves, the walls of his old reality begin to dissolve. He realizes that the door itself is an illusion. There has never been any barrier between him and the infinite. Sit in perfect stillness, eyes closed, breath flowing naturally. Feel the weight of every limitation you have accepted, every "I can't," every "impossible," every boundary you've drawn around your potential. Now, one by one, watch them dissolve like morning mist in the rising sun. Breathe in the vastness of space, the endless possibility that is your true nature. Feel yourself expanding beyond form, beyond thought, beyond all conceived limitations. In this space of pure potential, simply be. Let go of every definition, every label, every constraint you have placed upon yourself. Now speak these words with the authority of one who knows, letting each syllable resonate through the depths of your being. I am infinite potential expressing through form. All limitations are illusions. I choose infinite possibilities. Feel the power of this declaration vibrate through every cell of your body. Let it echo in the chambers of your heart and mind until it becomes more than mere words, until it transforms into your living truth. For in this moment of pure recognition, you stand at the threshold of your own limitless nature, claiming the boundless power that has always been yours. Remain in this expanded state, allowing the truth of boundless being to permeate every cell of your awareness. Feel the ancient wisdom flowing through your consciousness like a golden river of light, washing away all doubt and resistance. Let each breath draw you deeper into this sacred knowing, this eternal truth that has guided seekers through the ages. Your very essence resonates with the infinite intelligence that flows through all creation. Chapter 30. The Hidden 8th Law. In the innermost chambers of the mystery temples, where light and shadow dance in eternal harmony, there existed a truth so profound that it was shared only through direct transmission from master to initiate. This was not merely another law to be studied or principle to be mastered. It was the very essence of creation itself. You have journeyed through the 7 Hermetic laws, understanding their individual powers and interweaving influences. Yet these laws, in their highest expression, are but facets of a single unified truth, the law of infinite potential. Beyond the realm of cause and effect, beyond the dance of polarities, beyond even the cosmic rhythm of creation, lies a state of pure possibility. It is not something to be grasped by the mind, for the mind itself is bound by limitation. It can only be experienced through complete surrender to your infinite nature. Picture a master painter before a blank canvas. Does she see emptiness? No. She perceives infinite potential, every possible masterpiece existing simultaneously in that pristine space. This is your true state of being. Every possibility, every reality, every expression of existence lives within you, waiting to be called forth. The ancient texts speak of those who have touched this truth, masters who moved beyond the mechanics of manifestation into pure creation. They did not work with the laws. They became the law itself. Their very presence transformed reality, not through effort or technique, but through the natural expression of their unlimited nature. Sacred practice, the ultimate initiation. Find a space of absolute stillness. Close your eyes and feel your awareness expanding beyond all boundaries. Let go of everything you think you know about creation, manifestation, and the laws that govern reality. Breathe in pure potential. Feel yourself dissolving into the infinite field of all possibility. There is no separation between creator and creation here. You are not working with universal forces. You are the force itself expressing through form. In this expanded state, simply be. No effort, no intention, no desire. Pure awareness, pure potential, pure being. Feel how reality naturally organizes itself around your state of consciousness, not through doing, but through being. Allow these words to arise from the depths of your being. I am the source of all creation. I have infinite potential expressing through form. I am that I am. Rest in this truth, letting go of any need to understand or control. You have moved beyond the realm of technique into pure embodiment. The 7 laws are no longer tools you use. They are expressions of your true nature. Get your free ebook straight into your email inbox. The link is in the pinned comment. Conclusion. In the timeless wisdom passed down through generations, there exists a question that echoes through every seeker's heart. When does the journey of mastery end? You stand now at what appears to be a conclusion, having walked through the sacred corridors of Hermetic wisdom. Yet this moment is not an ending, it is a threshold of transformation. The ancient teachings whisper a truth that only the wisest have understood. Mastery is not a destination, but a state of being. Think of a master musician who, after decades of perfecting their craft, still discovers new depths in a simple melody. Or contemplate the sage who, having attained profound wisdom, approaches each day with the wonder of a beginner. This is the paradox of true mastery. The deeper you journey, the more you realize there is to explore. The 7 Hermetic laws are not mere principles to be learned and set aside. They are living truths that deepen with each breath, each choice, each moment of awareness. Every sunrise brings a new opportunity to embody these laws more fully, to express them more purely, to understand them more deeply. You have always possessed the master key. It was never lost, only waiting to be recognized. The manuscript you hold, these teachings you have absorbed, they are not giving you something new, but awakening what has always existed within you. As you close these books, understand, this is not an ending. It is an invitation to step fully into your role as a conscious creator. The real journey begins now, as you move beyond seeking knowledge to embodying wisdom. If you enjoyed this exclusive audiobook, I handpicked this next book which will change your life.